What is up, guys? Welcome back to Dan's Reviews, and today we're going to be doing our third upload for today. Probably our last, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll have another video for you guys tomorrow. And today we're going to be doing a video talking about Rick Grimes. This is going to be a character spotlight video for Rick Grimes. Now, you guys know, so far I've done a character spotlight video this season during the Walking Dead break. I've done one on Glenn, Maggie, Abraham, Michonne. Previously, I just did. I did one on, I believe, I think I did one on Carol, maybe, I'm not sure, but I have tons of them in a playlist. I at least have like 6 or 7 of them I've done previously. Now, I know Rick should have been the first one I did. Oh, and I did a Daryl one as well. But I know Rick should have been the first character spotlight one video I did, you know, because he's the first character I should do a character spotlight on. But the reason why is because I want to go really deep and really talk about Rick Grimes a little bit more than actually the other characters. Really talk about how he's changed over the series and that type of deal, because he is the one that has changed the most, you know, if you look at the series. So I would definitely, without a doubt, say that Rick Grimes is my favorite character of The Walking Dead. He always has been, ever since the start, really. And just, I've liked him even more. Just he keeps getting better, I feel like. I would say the best season for Rick Grimes, I know a lot of people say, oh, what's the best season for this specific character? I would definitely go with, I think, Season 5 was his best season. I really enjoyed Rick Grimes in Season 5. And I also really liked him in Season 6 a little bit as well. But Season 5, man, he killed it in that season. And a little bit in Season 3, too. I really like what he did in Season 3. Season 4, Rick was, you know, he's kind of a farmer, you know. But Season 5, Rick, man, I like that. Season 7, Rick, I thought was pretty good as well. But I think Season 8, Rick, should be nuts, I think. So we'll have to see. But I'm pretty sure Season 8, Rick, is probably going to be just as good as Season 5. Maybe even better, because he's going to go crazy and he's going to try to kill Negan. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see some pretty awesome Rick moments coming up this year. Let's start off. So, okay, he comes into the series as a sheriff, of course, gets shot, and, of course, Shane is with Lori as he's sleeping, and he wakes up in the zombie apocalypse. Really insane stuff. And, of course, we see him meet Morgan, we see him meet Glenn, and then, of course, he does find Lori and Carl. He does find his wife and son eventually, but it's a couple episodes before we actually see that happen. So that's something as well. But I really enjoyed what they did with him in Season 1, a really family man type of deal. And then so near the end of Season 1, he, of course, goes to the CDC. He's not really brutal at this point, I wouldn't say. He's kind of just getting started in this zombie apocalypse environment, you know. But Rick Grimes, man, he is like the best leader in like Season 5, you know. And in Season 1, I found that he led the group a little bit, but it was kind of a fight for leadership between Rick and Shane. So, and a lot of that kind of came to a hit in Season 2. So Rick in Season 2 started to become really great. I really enjoyed him in Season 2, a bit more than I did in Season 1. I really like that Sheriff Rick, but I really like, you know, Season 2 Rick, you know, where, you know, he's starting to look a little bit more, you know, kind of just awesome, you know, just kind of out there and just really sick type of deal. And of course he kills Dave and Tony in the bar, you know, and you know, in Season 1 he's all clean cut, and he doesn't have the beard yet, and he's kind of family man type of deal. And then at this point in Season 2, you know, his hair's starting to get longer, he's starting to become more brutal. He killed Dave and Tony in the bar, you know, and he's starting to become like that really sick, you know, coming up Season 3 type of Rick. And of course he kills Shane, so that is another huge point in the series for sure. So I really liked what they did with him in that season as well. Everything after that too. In Season 3, the man was a savage. I love what they did with him in Season 3. You know, of course, I like what he did with the prisoners, you know, right? It's ours. You know, the prison's ours. We spilt blood, you know, and the prisoners were like, well, we were here first. And he's like, locked inside a cell? Yeah. I don't think it's your prison, bro. And of course he kills most of them, you know, so it's especially Thomas. You guys remember that? So that was awesome with the machete. And I actually noticed something. The machete in Season 5, the iconic machete with a red handle, that was cool, but in season 3, he had one with a black handle. People were like, "Oh, is that the machete with the red handle?" Like, "Oh man, I didn't notice he had that in season 3." He didn't. He actually didn't. That was from Joe and the Claimers. That red-handled machete. So yeah, people kind of got a little confused about that. But I am a big fan of what they did with him in season 3. Just everything with him going against the governor. I remember on the season 3 DVD set, right? There's a certain disc where there's there's 2 characters on each disc. Well, Rick and the governor were both on one disc. I thought that was awesome that they did that. But just everything with him, man, just from the beginning to season 3 and onward, man, just sick. Of course, he has that talk with the governor, but of course, they both can't negotiate. So Rick's like, "No, this guy, I'm gonna kill this guy," So, and he doesn't actually, but I kind of wish it was Rick, to be honest with you, because I thought that'd be cool. But I personally think that Rick will kill Negan probably years from now. But because Michonne got the chance to kill the first big Walking Dead villain, I think Rick should kill the number 1 best villain in The Walking Dead, and that's of course Negan. But I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I'm just saying when the time comes, I think it should be Rick. It really should be. I think he deserves that for sure. So what they did with him in season 4 was pretty decent. I don't know. I have a problem with what they did here, because they kind of made Herschel kind of convince him to be a farmer, and I don't know. I wasn't a big fan, but we still got some pretty sweet scenes with him. Of course, he kicks Carol out. That was something. And we do see him, with just all these different things going on. He gets in the fight with Tyrese. I would say it was more awesome in the comic book series, but man, Rick just gave it to Tyrese, man. He gave, oh my god, that was just, he brought it, man. He brought it. So that was sick. What happened between him and Tyrese in the TV show? Again, I like the comic book series version better, of the Tyrese versus Rick, but still. And then, they move on and they do all these other things, where you have Rick and, he's beating up Tyrese, and then he gets in a fight with the governor. He loses a lot of fights, but he wins a few as well. So, that's one thing. But I'm a big fan of what happened to him in season 4, aside from the farmer stuff. The farmer stuff was lame, I have to say. And then we get after, of course, he almost dies. That's at least what Carl thought. And he says, "I'd be fine if he died," but really he wouldn't be. At least not at that point. Maybe at this point, because he's kind of getting a little older now in the TV series. Because right now in the TV series, Carl is kind of the age of the New Beginning Carl. Yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing now. So, yeah, but really, really sick. Of course, Rick at the end of season 4 was on a rage, and of course set him up for season 5. But, man, when he bit Joe's neck out, oh my god, that was something. That was something that I can never forget. And it was apart from the graphic novels, too, which was, just awesome. I thought it was even better in the TV series. And then season 5 came around, and season 5 was Rick's season. He owned that season, man. Dude, you got the beard, you got the hair, you got that jacket. I really like that jacket he had. I wish I had something like that. But man, he's got the machete with the red handle. He's got that AK-47, which is really cool. Storming people from turrets. He's got that jacket on, the beard, and then he's got the red handle machete. He's got the machine gun, and he's just shooting people down, and he turns around and puts down the gun, and he's like, "Look at what I did." If you guys remember that in the premiere. That was a shot they used for the trailer in season 5, where he shot the guys on the bridge and then turn around, and put down the gun. I really like that. Just awesome. So, yeah, so then we get, of course, him killing Gareth. That was the next spotlight from him. I really like that, and I also really like what they did with him in Crossed, where he's pointing the gun at the cop, right? And Rick's like, 3 is better than 2. Daryl, right? And Rick's just pointing, he's not putting it down, and he's just in this zone where he's just thinking about pulling the trigger, and he can't, he's not doing it. But really, I think if Daryl wasn't there and kind of got him out of that little state he was, I think he would have pulled the trigger. So Rick is just awesome, what he did in season 5. And then of course him, in the second half, kind of leads. It kind of doesn't trust Darren. Well, of course he punches him in the face. I really like what they did with that, though. I really like what they did with him and Aaron and just all that stuff in the distance. And then we get to, the end of season 5, which definitely he owned as well. Of course, we see the stuff between him and Peter, which was really crazy. He shaves the beard, but he's still crazy. He's still crazy. He shaved the beard, but he's still crazy. And people say that he, like Rick kind of looks more intimidating with the beard than he does with it. I would definitely agree. Yeah, Rick definitely does. Like in this picture here, he looks more intense here, right, than he does as like a cop or something like. Yeah, I get what people are saying there. So I really like just everything, man, everything that they did with him in season 5. The fight, he executes Peter, sees Morgan again, and everything like that. He starts a relationship with Jesse, but that's kind of in season 6. So season 6, Rick is still really strong. I still like him, but I thought that season 5 he just owned it. Season 6, we kind of back up from Rick. We focus on a couple more characters like Carol, Morgan, Daryl. We kind of back off from Rick a little bit, but still get to see him. So, especially season 7, we barely saw Rick this season. I would say, at least, we didn't see too much of him. Most of it was a lot about Negan, the Saviors, and that's I think one problem with season 7, why some people hated season 7, is because we barely saw Rick. Like Rick was barely in the thing. But I really like what they did with him in season 6, and he's, this is an insane world. We have to come for them before they come for us. It's that simple. And we got him running down the road. We got him cutting his hand from that walker in Thank You. And we got him, open the gate. And, of course, he gets in, and then we see all the stuff with No Way Out and him losing Jesse, thinks Carl's going to die. No Way Out, that was probably the best Rick episode from season 6, where he takes the axe and he just opens the door and just starts slashing zombies, man. Oh, man, just taking them down one after another, one after the other. I really like what they did with that. And everything they did after that with him, and Daryl, I like that episode between him and, he has some pretty awesome scenes with Jesus. Him kind of becoming friends with Jesus. And Jesus is another one of the most loyal people to Rick, I'd say. Daryl, Jesus, Carol, them, Michonne, those are the most loyal. And Jesus liked him right away. He knew that Rick was tough. I could tell. And Rick kind of knew that Jesus was tough too when he karate kicked him. So him and Daryl, remember that when he took the truck back? So that's something as well. But man, everything they did with Rick was fantastic at the end of season 6. Of course, he lost, from what Negan did, but still, I still enjoyed it, man. Rick is the sickest character in the series for sure, especially in season 7. Okay, so season 7, what's going on with him in season 7? Well, of course we have him holding Lucille. Of course, all that stuff in Service was fantastic. I can't really mention anything from the premiere, you just had a couple Rick scenes. He lost, though, man. He lost. Then you also have some stuff with him and Negan, and you do also have him going out with Aaron in the mid-season finale. And of course, they beat up Aaron, and Rick just wants to punch the guys that are doing that, but he can't. And then you got this girl pointing a gun to him, and Rick's just under Negan's thumb. And then in the second half, it's Rick. He's the one that said, yeah, I know, we need to fight, like, I can listen to you, Maggie, I know, I get it now, you were right from the start, you told us to get ready to fight, I couldn't listen, well, now I can, so, everything they did with him in the second half, I like when, he's like, King Ezekiel, what? And I like it when he's like, Ezekiel, King, Ezekiel. Like, he's not used to calling anybody king, right? Because really, he's not the true king right now. It's kind of Negan, the true king, really. He should be the one sitting on that stage, mainly because he kind of did own season 7. But anyway, just everything they did with him in the second half, him and Jadis had an interesting, I wouldn't call it friendship, I definitely wouldn't call it friendship, especially after the finale. But especially when Rick just gets in Negan's face, man, and he says, I'm going to kill you, I promised you, and I'm still going to. Just figuring out when I'm going to do it. That's kind of what I thought. He's just figuring out when I can actually do it. Sorry, bud, but I can't do it right now. I'm kind of surrounded on my knees. I got shot I got shot by Jada, so I can't really kill you right now. That's kind of what was going on in my head, at least. But Fantastic character. Love Rick's character. I hope you guys enjoy. Season 8 should be a great Rick season as well. We should get more of him, maybe a little less of Negan from what I've been hearing. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys really soon for another character spotlight video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a New Beginning Explained video. And maybe a Outcast video as well, maybe if I can get the time. So I will see you guys really soon for that. Peace.